Alright everyone, I decided to make a video in showing you guys and how does the wiring for the clutch pedal from the switch to the BCM, how it all connects and how it works. Because I get a lot of questions asked on the wiring, and they have questions in how to connect and how does it work, and they're a little bit iffy about the wiring. So I decided to break it down for you guys to make it very simple and show you in this demonstration that I have put together to kind of simplify things. Here we have in front of me, you have a battery. This is your battery source, and make believe that this is your junction box. This is where all your fuses are, underneath the dash, next to the clutch pedal, where it's going to be located to the left hand side to your left foot in the bottom. So make believe this is your junction box. This is your fuse panel. So in your fuse panel, you have a positive fuse. There is a specific fuse that I talk about in one of my videos, okay, that it is hot all the time. And I believe it is hooked up, if I can remember right, it hooks up to the key slot switch on the vehicle. So it's the same circuit. That circuit, it is hot all the time. That means that when the car is not powered on, the key is not on, or the push button is not on, there's power continuously in that circuit. That circuit is the one you want to hook up to. So I'm going to demonstrate right now what the BCM sees when you press the clutch pedal. Of course, this is a brake pedal, but this is just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So you have the clutch pedal underneath the vehicle. Let's make believe this is a clutch pedal, and you press the clutch pedal in. That clutch pedal presses onto a switch. It presses onto this momentary switch. This switch, when you're pressed, it completes a circuit, and it sends the power from the fuse box all the way to the BCM. I'm going to demonstrate now what the BCM sees when you're pressing that pedal. So I have on this side just an LED light, and we're going to make believe that once I turn on the switch, it's just recognizing that there's power, because essentially that's what it's recognizing, that there's power. It doesn't really matter if you have this switch hooked up to the clutch pedal. You could have this switch hooked up remotely. You could have it underneath the glove box somewhere. You could press it and start your car by completing the circuit this way. So let me flip the switch, and when you press the pedal, as we press the pedal down, and we have the momentary switch on, you have it pressed, the BCM is seeing that there's power. This is allowing the circuit to go ahead and hook up all the relays together, line everything up so it could start the vehicle, so it could let the starter motor start. If it doesn't see the signal, if you hook up the pedal and you don't have the switch hooked up correctly, it will not start. This is what it sees. Let's make believe we press the pedal. You press that pedal in and it's not hooked up correctly, and you're hitting the switch. Nothing happens because it's not seeing the signal. You have to hook up to the right wire. And in one of my videos, I talk about, depending on if you're using a BCM that's an automatic or you're using a BCM that's manual, what pin you have to hook up to so the BCM could see that signal. And like I said, it's just a signal. It's just seeing there's power there. That's it. That's all there is to it. So of course you have the BCM, and you have the pigtail connection. You have this connector that I talk about in the video, and there's a specific wire depending on if it's a manual or if it's on an automatic. Refer to that video, look up that video to make sure you hook up to the right one so you could start your vehicle. If you don't do this, it will not start. So there is another thing that I want to talk about, and it's depending on how you hook up the manual swap, how you hook up your clutch pedal, and what switch you use, you might run into some complications. Let me explain. One of the viewers wrote to me and said, hey, I did the manual swap, I followed everything works great. Did you find what's draining the battery? And I wrote back, I don't have a battery drain. And I believe he said he was gonna try to hook up the clutch pedal with the switch. He was currently using the brake switch to activate the signal. Now, let me show you what I discovered, okay? This is the brake switch. This goes hooked up to here, okay? So this brake switch works a little bit different than the clutch switch. When you press this switch in, it does the opposite. It cuts the circuit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I am gonna simply remove this toggle switch and I'm gonna place it here to the side, and I'm gonna hook up this momentary switch. This is for the brake switch, and I'm gonna hook it up to here. And you're gonna see we have power right away, okay? Now when you press it in, you have no power, okay? What does this mean? This means, to me, in my mind, that gentleman, since he used the brake switch, there is power constantly going to the BCM, and this is causing a drain, because since the clutch pedal, when you don't press on it, it stays open. It doesn't press on this anymore. It is constantly sending power to the BCM, and it's causing a drain. So if you do it this way, that you're using the switch for the brake pedal, keep this in mind. Test it out. Test it out with a circuit like this. You could hook up a multimeter and hook it up to ohms and check in between the terminals and see how it works. It could be working in reverse, where the momentary switch, when you press it in, it cuts off the circuit, and when you release it, it turns on the circuit. You want the opposite, okay? So moving on to how do you hook up to the power? You could simply just splice into the wire in the back and cut into it and create a mess, or you could try out what I did. Let me show you what I mean. So they sell these inline fuse circuits. So the way these work, I can't remember the name right off the top of my head right now. What's the specific name for these fuses? Okay. The way these work is you remove the fuse that you want to grab power from, and that fuse, okay, is inserted into one of these slots. And I'm going to do a close-up to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this setup works like this. So this is right here. This is what I'm talking about. You can see you remove the fuse and you plug this guy in. Okay, you remove the fuse. Here's the fuse. And you plug this guy in. And one of the circuits go on one of the slots like this. Okay. And then the other fuse goes on here on the top. Okay. So what this wire and this connection is allowing you to do is, by simply just plugging in to that junction box, that fuse box, by you simply just plugging into there, okay, you are making an extra circuit. You're using this wire to wire it to the clutch pedal switch, okay? So it makes it very clean, very easy to connect everything, and this is what I did. So if you want to try this out and it would alleviate a lot of the headaches, I will have a link in the description or down below in the comments. It is an affiliated link, and yes guys, somehow I have to make money for all this stuff because I am just giving you guys a ton of information. So there's a lot of effort that goes behind all these videos. Thanks to you, a lot of you, I have been able to monetize my channel. And as we grow, I will give you more information and give you more useful videos like this. So this circuit makes it very easy and very clean install on your G37. So you could use this for anything. And as I was demonstrating and talking to you guys, I completely forgot that I left this hooked up, and look at what it's doing. You see what I was saying? It is completely draining this battery. It is running constantly because the switch is closed right now technically, and now I'm gonna open the circuit. So don't do it like this. It will drain your battery. All right guys, so we're done with this demonstration. Just to give you a heads up, I do have the yaw sensor bracket available in the YouTube store. If you need that yaw sensor bracket, it's available there. It's going to help you relocate the yaw sensor and make the install a lot easier. I'm going to be making more parts available here in the near future. Some of them you will be able to purchase, and some of them you'll be able to just simply download so you could 3D print it at home. So not everything is going to be for sale. Some things I'm just going to let you have it for free.